What's going on, you guys? It's Mayhem here again today, bringing you guys a brand new video, and this is going to be another class setup video. The reason I bring you guys so many of these is because the game changes as, time goes on. People start using different stuff to see, what's better for them, and I've come to realize that I want to try different stuff to make me a better player, and now that I'm not stuck on the hill all the time, I'm still, on the hill majority of the time, but now that I can push out and do kind of my own thing, I've changed up what I've done. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. There's going to be hardpoint, and I am going to run the MSMC with quick draw and long barrel on every single setup. I've come to realize that I think laser sight for me isn't really the best attachment. I think long barrel helps me out in most cases more than laser sight, because there's too many cases where I can get outgunned by an assault rifle, and I really do have a good long-range MSMC shot. So I'm going to choose long barrel instead, and I think that helps me out more than laser sight. I think long barrel will win me more gunfights than laser sight, so that's why I use it. This is going to be my break-off class. I'm not running dexterity. This is a very greedy class because I'm not using anything to protect myself. I'm not using flak jacket, I'm not using tac mask, I'm not using hardwire, nothing that can counter anything else. So it's very greedy, but my teammates are going to be running trophy systems. They're going to be throwing it over my shoulders while I sprint onto the hill, and dexterity can help me out on a lot of maps like slums. It can help me climb onto the fountain faster. On raid, it can help me climb onto the rocks faster. There's too many situations to where you can climb up in a hill, and dexterity can help you. So I'm going to be running that, I think, on every class. So this is going to be my break-off class. I'm going to throw smoke, and I also use this class a lot if they're AR like if we need to break a hill. Smokes are so important when you're trying to break a hill, because what it does is it cuts off choke points that AR players are watching, and it allows you to push up into the map and pinch and, get into their faces. It really helps your team out so much whenever you can smoke a choke point, run through it. An example would be if we are on standoff and we're trying to break the green hill, and we're coming through a back alley. What I can do is I can smoke, the mid street where a player would typically be like on that blue van or on factory boxes, and would just be watching that. I can smoke that, they can't see anything, and then we can break the hill. So smokes are very important. So I'll switch to that class if we need to break, if we're constantly trying to break hills. And then a Semtex, that way I can back players off. Semtexes are way better than frag grenades now. You see a lot of people using them because it allows you, if you're playing the hill, it allows you to throw a Semtex on the ground, and it doesn't allow a player to run through. So it kind of gives you an extra second or so to, kind of decompose, reload, stuff like that. So Semtexes are very useful. This is going to be my main class that I'm going to use. It's just 2 EMP grenades instead of a smoke and a Semtex. EMP grenades are great. It allows you to check where players are, because the only people that really run hardwired are anchors, I think, sometimes, because they really need to see where their team's spawning, and a lot of sub players do not use it. So EMP grenades, throwing them onto the hill whenever you don't have control is so helpful, because it really throws off a player's awareness. Even though their team's going to be constantly talking to them, it really throws off their aim for the first second that they get EMP'd. EMPs are just so overpowered, so that's why I run them. And not too many people use stuff to counter EMPs, so that's why they're important. That's why you don't see a whole lot of people running stun grenades, because so many people run tac mask that it's just kind of like you're throwing nothing. You're wasting 2 points in the pick 10 system. This is going to be another class that I use a lot. It's the exact same thing, except instead of extreme conditioning, I'm running tac mask in case they're spamming stun grenades or flashes or whatever they might be using. I will switch to this class. I do use this class a lot. This is my main slums class where I don't really need extreme conditioning to get to the hills. But these are going to be my main 2 classes, whether it be extreme conditioning or attack mask. Whatever I need to use. If they're spamming stun grenades, then I'll switch to this class. If they're not, then I'll be able to use extreme conditioning. My next class is going to be, in case my team sees that they're not running tac mask, then I'll start spamming them with this. Like I said in a video before, what I said in a video before, whenever you use tactical equipment, whether it be a grenade, whether it be a stun, whether it be a flash grenade, anything, whenever you use tactical equipment, it makes the other team waste perks. So if I'm spamming 2 concussion grenades all the time, eventually they're going to put on tac mask, and then maybe they'll take off something else, maybe they'll take off extreme conditioning, maybe they'll take off dexterity, stuff like that. So if I see that they're not running tac mask, then I will switch to this class. Then my last class is a Flak Jacket class in case anyone gets a War Machine. You need a Flak Jacket class for almost every game mode now, whether it be Hardpoint or CTF. You need a Flak Jacket class because of the War Machine. Now that Sentry Guns are gone, you need a class like this. So I will switch to this class. I keep Dexterity. The only thing that can stop me here is a Stun Grenade, and I wish that I had a 6 class for it, but it's whatever. I'll throw a Semtex and a Concussion on this class, because if I'm using Flak Jacket, then I want to make sure that the enemy team is using Flak Jacket as well, so that's why I use the Semtex. And then we will go through CTF real quick. Now, I don't primarily pull flags anymore, even though I can. I will be pulling flags, I will be getting close to the base. So this is my main pulling class. It'll be Lightweight, Toughness, Extreme Conditioning, Tac Mask, Semtex, Smoke Grenade. This is a very common running class because of you don't want to get stunned while you're running a flag. It's so important. Grenades you don't really have to work out. You don't really have to worry about as much because most teams will stun you then nade you. So as long as you have Tac Mask, you should be fine. This is going to be the exact same class, except I'm going to be running Dexterity instead of Extreme Conditioning. On smaller maps like Slums or Standoff, I won't be running Extreme Conditioning. I'll run this class instead, where Dexterity might help me out more. This is going to be the same class, except if we're like up flags and I want to throw off the enemy team, if we are up a flag or something, I'll switch to this class where I don't really need to pull a flag, but I really want to like EMP check our base, or I really want to EMP, you know, their enemy players to where if I EMP our base and the flag runner for their team is on there, then I can EMP him and he will really be thrown off on where to run the flag, because flag running, you need to know where your teammates are, because that's the only way you're getting a flag out, if you know where your teammates are. Alright, then I have 2 AR classes, one AA94, and I'm actually going to change this, because I don't really like the AA94 anymore. So what we'll do... So we're going to run the M8. This is going to be my main class that I'm going to use. It's going to be Dexterity, Tac Mask, and then I'm also going to use this class, but it's going to have 2 EMP grenades on it. And actually, it'll be that. So those are going to be the 2 classes that I'm going to be running, depending on what situation I think that I'm in. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I can't really do a search and destroy video because I use different classes for every map. I could do a basic one if you guys wanted to, but those are going to be my respawn game types, a lot of MSMCs with quick draw long barrel, and a couple AR classes. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.